Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Grace Onyobodo. Thank you so much for dropping by. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for coming to this channel today. And if you're an old viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Come on, I really appreciate this. Okay, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience traveling on a long journey alone with my baby. I traveled from Nigeria to Spain alone. Yeah, my husband already traveled before me. He had to travel 1 month before I came to Spain because there are lots of things he needed to do in Spain while we were in Nigeria. He needed to fix up our house. His classes were even about to start, so there was no point staying back in Nigeria waiting for us. He just had to hurriedly travel to Spain. Yeah. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my own experience. It was not easy. Well, it was worth it, and I was able to scale through. So if you're a new mom out there, you can also scale through. If me can travel alone on a long flight with my baby, I just want you to calm down, take it easy. If you think it's going to be stressful for you, yes, it will be stressful, but it is possible. Stay right there and let us get into the video for today. So first of all, I booked my flight using the Travel Start application. Now, Travel Start application is an application that allows you to book your flight from, let's say, Nigeria to different parts of the world. It is very reliable. It helped me a lot. At least I was able to book my flights and I paid in Naira. At least that one for me, it's a whole lot because I didn't have euros, dollars, or pounds to pay for my flights from Nigeria. I had Naira, of course. So it was way much easier paying in Naira. So I booked my flight on the 9th of September as against the 12th of October. Yeah, I booked very early. So one tip is book very early if possible. If you know when you're due to travel and you have the money, you can book right on time. It's really saved me a lot of money. Yeah, I think I booked for 270 something thousand or thereabouts, 280, around that range. It was not more than 300,000 naira that I paid. So it was really very affordable. I say this because my husband booked his flight for a whooping 600 and something thousand naira for the same place. You can imagine that. Although he booked his flight in August, late August, as against September. And you know, that period is students were traveling abroad for studies. So I think it's actually affected it. But apart from that, it was still expensive. So I think if we can book early, it's a good thing. The money I paid was able to cover for myself and my daughter. And the entire money I paid, 10% out of this money was for my baby. So she gets to sit on my lap. I didn't pay for a seat for her. If you have money to pay for a seat for your baby, go ahead and do that. You get. So because she's under 2 years old, she gets to sit on my lap for free. Yeah, she gets to sit on my lap for free. But if your baby is from 2 years and above, you have to pay a particular amount of money for him or her, and that baby gets to have a seat where you can just put the baby during the flight. Yeah. So after booking and paying for my flight, I got my e-ticket in less than 12 hours. Yeah, they sent it right to my email. And trust me now, I had to go to Qatar Airways to check to be sure that I was actually booked for, my flight was actually booked for the day I booked for it. Yes, and I confirmed my flight. And that made me to really trust TravelStart. So guys, if you want to travel, TravelStart is a good app to try. I'm not promoting anybody, I'm just sharing my experience. Airway I used was Qatar Airways. I really loved Qatar Airways, or I love Qatar Airways. I've not used it before, but I heard lots of good things about them, especially how they treat children who travel with them, how they treat kids, and all of that. So I decided I was going to use Qatar Airways when I'll be traveling. Fortunately for me, when I went to Travel Stats, I saw Qatar Airways there, and it was the cheapest flight as at the time I booked it. So, of course, by all means, I booked Qatar Airways and I used them. After booking my flight, I went to Qatar Airways and I confirmed my flight. After confirming my flight, I chose a seat. I chose the bassinet seat because I had a baby. So it's something to look out for. As much as possible, choose a bassinet seat. Bassinet seats are lifesavers for babies. As long as your baby is less than 2 years old, I think your baby can fit into the bassinet seat. So you can do well to book your bassinet seats. If possible, email them. Email Qatar Airways and request for a bassinet seat. Just do everything you can to get the bassinet seat, especially from Nigeria, because it's easier to get a bassinet seat from maybe you during your connecting flights, because most times their flights are not always full. Connecting flights, the passengers there are not all so much, so you might be lucky to get a bassinet seat even when you don't book for it. But from Nigeria to wherever you're going to, planes are always very full, so you might find it difficult to get a bassinet seat if you don't book for it on time. So if you're going with a baby, book for a bassinet seat. Preparations for my travel began immediately after I booked for my flight. I got foodstuffs as a Nigerian lady that I am, I got lots and lots of Nigerian or African foodstuffs. Yeah. Before my hubby traveled, I actually packed a bag full of these foodstuffs and gave it to him. And he traveled with it, and I was to come with the next bag. So I got foodstuffs from my mom, from my mother-in-law, from my father-in-law, from my father. Honestly, everyone was just getting ready, getting me foodstuffs and all of that. And I brought them with me. And since we got here, we've been enjoying Nigerian delicacies, and at least we need to enjoy it while it lasts before we start looking for African stores to get Nigerian food stuffs. So I traveled to Lagos because I used the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos. My family lives in Lagos, so it was much more easier for me to just go straight to Lagos, stay at their place, and travel from there. So I left Oka to Lagos a few days before my flight, and then I stayed with family the few days before my flight. So a very nice moment with them, time I spent with them. I'm happy I spent it with them. So here comes the D-Day for my flight. D-Day for my flight. Yeah. So on the day I was supposed to travel, or on the day I traveled actually, 12th of October 2022, I woke up that morning. I was just all emotional. Not crying or tearing or anything, but I was just really thankful to God. I just saw myself. I saw how far God has led me, led my family, led us, and I was so grateful. I was full of thanksgiving. I was full of gratitude, and I was like, "Oh, thank you." I was all thanksgiving that morning. I was really glad. I told myself, so indeed, I will live in this country, like for real. Wow. I've always had it in mind, but I didn't know God would bring it this soon and this way. God has a way of doing his things, and I'm grateful for that. So after praying and meditating on God's word and all of that, I had to start preparing to leave because my flight was for 8 p.m. that day, but I had to leave on time. And I was in Lagos. Come on, Lagos traffic. You know what I'm talking about? I really need to leave the house on time so I can beat Lagos traffic because I don't want to think about missing my flight or any of that. I just don't want to think about it. So I started preparing. I prepared and I had plans to leave the house by 10. That was my plan. But I left the house around 12 and thank God I still left on time because Lagos traffic kept me on the road for 2 hours 30 minutes, and I finally got to the airport by 2:30 or thereabouts. Now, when I got to the airport, check-in for Qatar Airways was to start by 3:30. So I was like, wow, thank God I had 1 hour before check-in. So I was glad. I just had to relax. My mom and my siblings, two of my siblings went with me, and I had to relax, feed my baby, breastfeed her, and just relax for the 1 hour while we were waiting for the check-in for Qatar Airways to start. So I actually checked 3 bags. One was 223 kg bag because that was the allowance we were given. One was my baby's stuff, my baby's clothes, her toys, some other things. I just dumped it into 123 kg bag. I also put some of my stuffs there because she's a baby, she doesn't have so much, so some of my stuffs entered her 23 kg bag. Nobody checked, opened it to be sure if it was my baby stuff or mine. So that's one. Secondly, I checked in the second bag I checked in contained foodstuffs, like basically foodstuffs, everything foodstuffs, both my baby's food, some of my baby's food, and the general foodstuffs. Then the third one contained my clothes, my clothes, my stuffs, my hairs, every other thing I had for myself. So I checked in these 3 bags at the baggage check. This line in front of you, the counter of your airline. Yes, that was where I checked it in. I also checked in my baby's car seat because I traveled with the car seat, but I checked it in. Now, if you're going with a baby and you have a car seat and a stroller, it's actually free. You can check it in for free. Nobody is asking you for any money to check it in. There are 2 ways you can even actually check it in. The first is baggage check. That's the check you do on counter of your airline. That one there, you can check it in there. Then the second one you can check in is the one you check in when you get to the gate. That's you carry the car seat and the stroller through security. You pass security and you get to the gate of your airline. When you're just about to board the plane, you can check in your baby's car seat or stroller there. Now, when it comes to the first check-in, which is the baggage check-in, there is an advantage to it and there's also a disadvantage. That's the truth. The second one too has an advantage and disadvantage. Now, the first one, if you check in your bag, your baby's car seat and stroller at the first, that's at the baggage check. Anyway, if you check it in there, one thing I know is that you're going to get done with your baby's car seat and stroller on time. You just put the baby on the carrier and just carry her around, carry her through security, just carry her and do whatever you want to do. You don't have a car seat to watch over, you don't have a stroller to watch over. You're done with it. That's the last time you see those items and you've checked it in. I feel it's less stressful, when you just check it in then and just forget about it. You wait for whenever you get to your destination, they just bring it, you just go and pick it up. So I feel it's easier, it saves you stress, it makes you hands free. You can just wear your baby and just move. Now, when it gets to the second one, which is the gate check, if you check your baby's car seat and stroller at the gate check, sometimes they might have a free seat in the flight. If you ask the hostesses, if you ask them, they can easily tell you if there is a free seat close to you or around you. You can just change seats if there's a free seat, and you can just carry your car seat into the plane. Sure, you get. So you'll be able to use the car seat in the plane. Same with the stroller. You'll be able to stroll your baby through security and all of that. You just enjoy using the stroller till you get to the gate check and you just put it on the plane. Then when you get down, like when your flights end, you come down, you'll be able to get that stroller and just put your baby into the stroller and start moving. You don't need to go to where you wait for your check-in luggage to come and then you start using the stroller. So you see that that's an advantage. So both of this check-in has its own advantage and disadvantage. So you just use it the way you want, the one that's best for you. Me, I checked in my baby's car seats. And now I had lots of load. I carried lots of load. And when I was about to check in my baby's car seat, they asked me to go and wrap it because I was not with a car seat clothes. Please try and get a cover for your car seat or your stroller. Don't just give it to them like that, so it will spoil. If you get a cover for it, it's easier. I didn't have a cover, So I went to wrap it, and then someone told me I can actually put stuffs inside that car seat and then they wrap it. Man, I was happy because there were some clothing that I was supposed to put, but because my bag was full, I just gave it to my mom. Usually they told me, I ran, collected the clothes from her, collected some other little foodstuffs that I left from her, and just put it inside the car seat and they wrapped it. That way, I was able to carry an extra luggage without paying for it. I was really happy. So, if you have a baby, especially our Nigerian mommies, and you want to carry some extras, you can check in your car seat at the baggage check and let them wrap the car seat with some extra load inside. Yeah, you'll be glad you did because I was really glad I did. Now it's time for security, passenger security at the airport. Now, my big mommy introduced us to an immigration officer, and he really made passenger security easy for us, I and my baby. Even from the beginning, all those check-ins they do from the beginning, like where your bag has to pass the X-ray machine, where it has to detect oil and all of those stuff, where you have to go and empty your bags and I didn't really pass through all those stress. I didn't really get to start opening my bag from the beginning. You understand? So when we're passing through security, he helped us move to the immigration office. They checked my passport and my baby's passport. They checked all those stuffs. And when it was time for TSA, they asked me to bring out everything in my bag and empty it in a box they provided to pass it through X-ray to be sure it doesn't have any contrabands and all of that. And I was wearing my baby too, so they didn't ask me to remove my shoe. I think it was because I was wearing my baby to ease me the stress. But I saw some people removing their shoes, so they might ask you to remove your shoe. They might ask you to empty your pockets and all of that. Now, when it comes to passing through security with a baby, you're allowed to carry liquids as much as you can for the baby. That's when I mean liquids, I mean breast milk, I mean water, formula, pre-made formula or normal formula. You're allowed to carry it as long as it's for your baby. There is no strict requirements when it comes to that. So I didn't carry breast milk. I didn't pump any. I didn't carry any pumped breast milk. I didn't carry formula. Yeah, I didn't carry formula on me or my carry-on bag. I did not carry formula. I did not carry any food for my baby. What I just carried was food for myself. Yeah, you're allowed to carry food for yourself as long as you eat it before you get on the plane. So I carried food for myself. I carried water, but I told them it was for my baby so they can allow me carry it because it was more than the stipulated amount they asked me to carry. So I just told them it was for my baby and they allowed me carry it. So you're allowed to carry food, you're allowed to carry a little water, not so much. I think 4 ounces or thereabouts. Yeah, but for babies, you're allowed to carry as much as possible. So, as I said, I did not carry food at all for my baby because I had it in mind that I was going to breastfeed her all through the flight. Yes, she was just 6 months. So, I think, okay, no, she was 7 months then. She just clocked 7. So she was still trying to I just introduced her to complementary feeding. So it was not like she was eating so much baby food. Yeah, we were on exclusive for 6 months. So she was still used to breastfeeding. So I didn't even want to stress myself trying to feed her on the flight, trying to pour milk, pour water. I didn't want to do that because I know the stress of traveling with her is enough for me. So I just carried myself and my baby and that was the food I carried for her. If your baby is on a stroller, you'll be asked to take her out of the stroller and they will check the stroller, check you, check your baby. Or if she's on a carrier, they might not ask you to bring out your baby. Although myself, they asked me to bring out my baby. Yeah. That's that for security. I got someone who helped me locate my gate. I think my gate was D7 or D4. One of those numbers and letters. I can't remember again. So someone helped me locate my gate and I went to my gate. And when I got to my gate, I shouted, Jesus, thank you. Because Checking in was stressful, honestly. It was stressful checking in, carrying my baby, carrying my. Oh, I did not tell you guys. Oh my goodness. I carried a backpack and also hand luggage. Look at me now carrying load. I wanted to carry everything from Nigeria and bring it to Spain. But thank God my bag did not break because that backpack was up to 8 kg. My baby was weighing, I think she was weighing 8 kg around that time. And my hand luggage. No, 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 my backpack was 7. Yeah, my backpack was 7 kg. My baby was weighing almost 8 kg. And my hand luggage, they told us to bring 7 kg hand luggage, but Onyechukwu, I went to carry more than 7 kg. They now allowed me. They said they're allowing me to carry this hand luggage that is more than 7 kg because of my baby. So then thank you, carried it. I carried load, my sister and brothers. So please, if you're traveling with a baby and you can reduce the number of load you're carrying, please reduce it. Because it was not easy for me, honestly. My back. I had back pain for like almost a week. Oh God. It was not easy. But so if you can reduce load, you can, like that's your carry on load. I don't mean your check-in luggage, like the one you'll be carrying around, especially if you have a connecting flight. Maybe if you're going straight, maybe you're going straight from Nigeria to Doha or you're going straight from Nigeria to Cairo, like you just one flight. By all means, carry anything you like, is your business. But if you know you're going to stop and you'll be transferred to another flight, please reduce your load. And you're going with a baby, reduce your load because it's going to add more stress on you. Me, it added a lot more stress on me. But thank God my back did not break. I came out of it hale and hearty. Glory be to God. So moving from Nigeria to Spain was really stressful because the journey was long. Like my total journey took 30 hours plus. Yeah, it took more than 30 hours. It took more than 30 hours, guys. So let's say from Nigeria to Doha, because I use Qatar Airways as I shared with you guys, was 8:40 p.m. to 5:55 a.m. Nigeria time. Sorry, Doha time. Yeah, so throughout the flight, it was really nice. At least the interior of the plane from Nigeria to Doha was okay. It was fine. Our plane was full to the brim. Like, I think every seat was taken. Yeah, lots of people were traveling. Qatar Airways, they presented us with a blanket, a care kit. The care kit had it has face masks, it has this eye guard you use to cover your eyes so you can sleep well. It had a little toothbrush and toothpaste. What else did they have? I think that's all. Then they also gave us earphones and we had a screen. I did not watch, I could not watch anything. In fact, what I was able to watch was Coco Melon that I had to put for my little madam so she can stop disturbing because she really disturbed. Okay, she didn't really disturb in the first flight like that much because it was night. So it was close to her sleep time, or it was her sleep time. So I just rocked her and then she slept. She ate, I breastfed her. Yeah. They also gave me a meal. I think I had 2 meals in the first flight. Also, they gave my baby a meal too. They gave her a pouch that has a fruit. So these were things they gave to us, and my first flight was not so stressful for me because my baby slept all through. Ah, I breastfed her while we were taking off, and it helped her ears not to pop. Even my own ears popped, so I was imagining her. So while we were landing, I also breastfed her while we were landing. And no, I think she was sleeping while we were landing, so it was easy. I just held her to myself and we landed, and she didn't cry. So that was it. And then we had a layover. I had a layover because I was going to Spain. 1 hour, 45 minutes layover. Now during my layover, what I did was to rush to locate my connecting flight. And I think that layover was enough for me to get to my connecting flight. It was with my load. Oh God, I was looking like someone who needed help. I really needed help. And many other people were trying to locate their flights. So I didn't really start asking for help at that moment because I realized the airport was very busy. A lot of people were alighting, a lot of people were rushing to catch their flight. So I wouldn't want to disturb anybody by asking for help, like to help me carry my things. The only thing I asked for help to I was asking for help as to where my gate was for the flight to Madrid. So that was what I was doing. I thank God for the 1 hour 45 minutes layover because it really helped me to locate my connecting flights. And I thank God it was that short because I don't even know how I would have done if I had like 7 hours layover, 9 hours layover with stress. I just wanted to get done with my journey as soon as possible. So it was not easy. So if you're traveling with a baby, I would recommend you check for flights that have a shorter layover. But if you're going with Egypt Air, like my husband did, you can check out the video in the description below. Egypt Air, they provide accommodation for those having layovers, long layovers. So if you're going with Egypt Air and you have layover, you don't have to worry because you would be given a hotel, you'll be fed, and you would enjoy your layover. But for Doha, which is Qatar Airways, long layover was not my thing. Like I didn't even want to try it. So I'm glad I had a short layover. So now when we got to the plane, our plane left Doha, I think by 7:40 a.m. Doha time. The plane was much more beautiful than the one from Nigeria to Doha. Yeah. And we had less people there. So I booked a bassinet seat from Nigeria to Qatar and from Qatar to Madrid. But I didn't get a bassinet seat from Nigeria to Qatar. They told me that all the bassinet seats had been booked and they said lots of stories. I was not happy, but they just allowed it to pass. So when I got to Qatar, when I was about to board the plane to Madrid, I met one of the air hostesses and I told her that I needed a bassinet seat. She just told me, no problem, no problem, that she's going to check if there's a bassinet seat available. And she checked and she realized there was a bassinet seat that was available. So she gave it to me. So I used the bassinet seat while I was coming from Doha to Madrid. So I enjoyed my journey. They served us 2 meals also and also gave my baby a meal. Also, they gave my baby a diaper bag. Yeah. Or should I call it a diaper purse? Whatever you call it. It had, I think, 3 diapers. It had about 4 to 6 little wipes. It had powder. It had lotion, baby lotion. Yes. And also it has a nylon where you can put used diapers and tie up. And I was grateful for that. While I was in the plane going to Madrid, my baby started acting up. She was crying. She cried so much that I got confused. Now, when your baby is crying in the plane, I know you tend to fidget. Me, don't fidget though. Babies cry. Everybody that might be looking at you, they were once a baby. So don't get so worked up. Don't start getting angry with your baby for crying. Just try and calm her down as much as you can. That was what I did. People were looking at me. I did not even look at them. I was trying to pacify my baby. I tried feeding her. She refused. She was just crying. She didn't even sleep much. Okay, when she slept, I put her in the bassinet. It didn't take up to 30 minutes. She woke up again. She started crying. I tried feeding her. She really disturbed a lot. And I think it was because her ears were popping. Now, there's some things I think you can pack when traveling with your baby. These are very essentials. You can have them in your carry-on bag or your baby's diaper bag. Depends on what you travel with. And number one is food. Yeah, food is very important, and especially if your baby is eating so well. Like probably your baby is above 6 months, not exclusively breastfeeding. You can go with some food that you feel the baby would need. for my baby, as I told you guys, I didn't go with any extra food because she just started complementary feeding and she was not really eating that much, so I didn't see any need to go with the food. But if your baby is much older than mine, you can go with pre-made formulas, you can go with formulas, you can go with breast milk. Probably if you pumped breast milk, you can go with it. You can go with cereal, whatever it is you feel your baby eats. Just make sure you carry food your baby is used to or familiar to, so it won't be strange to your baby. Also, when you're packing your baby's food, make sure you have extra so that when you once you get to the country, you can continue feeding your baby that food. Trust me, buying baby food is not the first thing you would want to do when you land in a new country. Secondly, you need to pack diapers for your baby. What I did, I had this small bag. I put diapers and baby wipes in that little bag, so it will be easy for me to just take the bag with me and go change my baby. Now, I would advise you change your baby before you get on the plane, so you won't have to start rushing to change your baby once you get on the plane, because a lot of people want to use the toilet and to not be really nice for you to be trying to change your baby when you should be settled. Sure you get. So get your diapers, get baby wipes ready while you're traveling. Some people said they get one diaper for 2 hours, but just do what works for you. You don't have to carry the whole diapers in your bag. Just get the one you will be using. Also, the third thing you can get is this disinfectant wipes. Okay, because when you get onto the flight, you don't know, the chairs might be dirty, around you might be dirty, so you would want to use the wipes, the disinfectant wipe, to clean the chairs, to clean around you, to make sure it is sanitary. Another thing you'd want to get is an extra outfit. Yeah, an extra outfit for your baby and yourself, because your baby might mess him or herself up. You can never tell. Baby's blowout happens, and it can happen in the plane. And if your baby has this baby poop blowout, it would definitely stain his or her wears. So you need an extra outfit to change your baby, and you need, even if it's a shirt for yourself, in case you get stained, maybe while feeding your baby, or if your baby mistakenly has a leak, diaper leak. So you need that extra outfit. It's really important you have it. All these things you can just put it in your diaper bag, on your 7 kg bag, anyone you want to use. Now, another thing you should get for your baby is entertainment. You can go with toys that your baby is familiar with, or you can get a new toy. Okay, for my baby, she likes new things. Like whenever you give her something new, she forgets about the old toys and focuses on the new one. If your baby is like that, you can decide to go with a new toy while traveling. But if your baby likes she loves she has favorite toys, then you can go with her favorite toys. Sure you get. So anyone that works for you and your baby, by all means do it. The major thing is, please do everything you can to make your baby comfortable during the flight. It would reduce crying. Your baby would cry less when she's comfortable. Just get all the things that she needs to be comfortable, and you would have a good flight. It's not so hard traveling with a baby. It's an interesting journey. It can be stressful, yes, but it's doable. So go ahead and do it and enjoy it. That's much of the things you can get for your baby. I don't know how some people used to prevent this popping of air. If you've traveled and you have an idea, you can share in the comment section how to prevent your baby's ear from popping during the flights. So we touched down Madrid International Airport, I think Barajas International Airport. I quickly had to go stamp my passport, register myself in the country, and then went to get my checked-in luggage. After getting my checked-in luggage, I went straight to the Alsa bus station to get my ticket to Oviedo, which was another 7 hours by bus. So it was a good journey. At the end of the day, I got my ticket, my bus arrived, I followed my bus, and we got to Oviedo by 12 a.m. on the 14th of October. Hobby had to come pick us from the airport. It was a happy moment. I was so glad seeing my husband after 1 month. I was happy seeing him, and then we came to the house. So finally, I got to the house by 12:30 a.m. on the 14th of October. It was a long journey, almost 30 hours. I think more than 30 hours. But I give God all the praise. I thank Him for a successful journey. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and please share to your friends who might find this video interesting. See you in our next video. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye.